What's up, Lil? Yeah, Ed, living there talking head. Coming to you live with Daigo and VRified Games. How are we doing, Daigo?
Hey, Ed, how's it going?
Yeah, man, that's alright. So come on, tell me. What in space nobody can hear you scream is going on over here?
Well, Ed, yeah, that's quite appropriate. Okay, so today we're taking a look at Species Unknown in VR with UEVR.
Species Unknown.
That's right, Ed. Before we proceed any further, I want to say thank you to the developers for providing a key so we can take a look at this game for you. But of course, this being a VR channel, we're not just looking at the standard release of the game. Now, the game is released on flat screen. We're taking a look at it today in VR thanks to the UEVR software.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there's already a pretty robust profile created for the game on the Flat2VR Discord, link in the description if you want to check it out for yourselves, which has a slew of extra options not found in the default version of UEVR, just to kind of elevate this game to feel much more like a native VR title.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. So, Species Unknown, what is it? What is it about? Well, the influences are very, very clear right off the bat. So this is a survival horror roguelike game set in space, okay? Yeah, okay. And when you think about survival horror and space, there's only maybe a few titles that you could count on one hand, and the two biggest ones in my opinion would be Alien Isolation and Dead Space. Now, Species Unknown definitely is a love letter to these titles, be it from the level layout and the design, the ambience, the atmosphere, the overarching feeling of dread, all comes from Dead Space. Then you've got the antagonist in Species Unknown, which behaves very, very much like the xenomorph in Alien Isolation. So this game plays a lot like that, looks a lot like Dead Space. So it's a great mashup of the two. So now, where Alien Isolation was more stealth-based, more hide-and-seek survival horror rather than run and gun, Species Unknown definitely takes those elements, but it's more high-octane. You are given weapons, you can fight back. So it's a nice blend of the two gameplay styles as well. So what you end up getting here is a pretty terrifying game, if I'm very honest. I wish I played this around Halloween time. This would be the perfect Halloween game. But suffice it to say, if you're fans of Alien Isolation and Dead Space, there's a lot to like here. And in VR, obviously, when it comes to horror, that tension, that feeling of dread, everything is amped up because you're actually inside the game. So you get 6 degrees of freedom, head tracking, motion controls are tracking, weapons are tracked in 3D space. Thanks to the custom profile, everything is dialed in really, really nicely. It does look and play very, very close to a native VR title, something I really, really appreciate, especially after coming off the bat of the Alien Isolation Grandmother mod, which is fan-freaking-tastic. It's good to play another title in that genre. So yeah, I've said it before, but if you are a huge fan of those games, you're going to love this one. Now, there's not too much more to say about this gameplay-wise. It's still in early access, but what has been completed to date is very, very cool. Okay, so right off the beginning of this game, when you dock with this spaceship and you enter straight away, you have this feeling like, get me out of here. It's very claustrophobic, even though the corridors are big and everything, it's very claustrophobic, and that's down to the atmospheric lighting and the feeling of tension, the audio design. Like, you feel very, very helpless in here. Very, very closed in, you can't get out. There is a creature stalking you, and yes, you have access to weapons, but you feel vastly underpowered next to this thing. Of course, it being in VR, it's, yeah. Flat screen is one thing, but yeah, in VR. VR gamers know what I mean. It's a huge difference playing a horror title in VR as opposed to flat screen. Huge difference. In fact, if I wanted to make it easy on myself, I'd just play in flat screen. That's an easy mode for me. Because once you're in it, once you're actually there in the world, your fight or flight instinct just takes over because you feel like you're there. So it's very different to sitting on a couch with a controller in your hand, and you can look around and see your living space, and you're safe, and everything's fine. It's a very, very different feeling to be inside the game. Yeah, you just have to play it and try it for yourselves. That's all I can say. So the game is in early access now. Absolutely well worth checking out, you guys. Support the devs. Let them see their vision through. I guarantee you, if you back this now during early access, you will not be disappointed with the final product. Provided, of course, you love games like Alien Isolation and Dead Space. This was made for you guys, you know what I mean? The developers are obviously passionate. They love those game types. They see a shortage of them in the scene, and that's very, very true. Survival horror set in space is very few and far between, but it's a no-brainer. It just works. And you have yet another title now that you can enjoy in flat screen, if you're so inclined, and also in VR, thanks to UEVR. Would I like to see an honest-to-God VR port down the line? Abso-frickin-lutely. Because you can see, thanks to UEVR, that it works. Absolutely works. So guys, if you're interested yourselves, go check out our links in the description. And thanks again for the devs for reaching out to us and providing a key so we could check it out. Alright, That is Species Unknown in VR with UEVR. So I guess we're going to leave it there, you guys. Like, comment and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, queries, any critiques, put them down below. If indeed there are any games you'd like us to look at VRifying in the future, put those down below and we will presumably get back to you eventually. You can also follow us on TikTok for our adventures over there, which are basically condensed versions of what we do over here. And yeah, follow us on all social medias. All links will be in the descriptions, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you there also. Alright, VRified Games out.
Y'all, listen up. Exclusive deal time. If y'all in the market for a Meta headset, accessory, or game from the store, check out our affiliate links in the description for some money off on those bad boys. Not only will you get a sweet little discount on any of the sales, but we also get a little something, you know what I mean? It'd be much appreciated. Help the channel out. Thanks, y'all. Yeah.